We're still looking at this issue about the Lagos socialite who attempted suicide because of her failed 2-month-old marriage. And there's been diverse reaction to this. Some of our callers have made some comments that we will be looking at some of the issues they raised. For instance, talking about the matter of listening to the opinion of people before you get married. I recall before I got married, there was this pressure about, hey, married is this, that, and all of that. People were putting pressure on me to marry a particular person because they felt he was okay, he was a Christian, he had the money, he ticked all the boxes for them. But I had come to a level where I told myself I'll be responsible for whatever decision I make, such that if it goes south, I will take responsibility for it, and not because people said I should do it. And I did not. But you know what happened? 2, 3 years or some years down the line, let me say about 5 years down the line, this man died. He died.
Wow.
So, some of the persons that were putting pressure on me, I came back to tell them. So, if I had gone ahead with this marriage, I would have become a widow. What would you do for me? Yes, the aspect of the Spirit of God, you know, constraining me from taking that step was there. To say, okay, this man ticked all the boxes, but this is not where you should go. Well, not everybody has the Holy Spirit, yeah? To say, okay, take this decision, to discern and, you know, all of those. But you must be ready to take responsibility for whatever decision you make. When you decide that, okay, I'm getting married to this person, or I'm not getting married to this person, whatever happens at the end of the day, you are ready to say, okay, I did it, so I will come out of it. Because at the time, it was more like, you see the opportunity you have, you are not getting this, I'm like, I'm not going in this direction. You will not understand why I'm not taking this step. But years on, people came to understand why I did not take that decision. So it's important for people to look beyond the opinion of persons, because they will not live in your house.
Exactly.
They will not live in your house.
Validation.
When you are bearing that pain, the brunt and all of those things, they won't be there to console you. If you tell them the story, pele, endure, every marriage has its issues as it is. Yes.
So I was going to say that suicide is very underrated, or the attempt to take one's life is very underrated, especially in this part of the world. We see these things happen over and over again, and if this woman wasn't rescued, she would have been part of the statistics, and in another 2-3 days, would have moved on from it. I think that there must be conscious steps to ensure that people don't take their lives. For today's case, it is about love, but there are people that take their lives because of debt, financial debt. People take their lives for blackmail. Somebody is blackmailing them.
Can you hold yourself? Because we have a caller on the line. You come back to continue your line of thoughts. Florence is calling from Abuja. Florence, good morning. Thank you for joining us. We cannot lose our caller at this point. Are you there?
May God bless all of you.
Right. Amen.
I just had the conversation. It's just similar what happened to me many years ago. You see, a little thing can easily make you to take your life because you need somebody speak to you. Just like what the other sister is talking. The way we speak, it can make someone to take his life. But another one I want to contribute, marriage is not forced. If someone said that he did not love you, please, you have a parent. Oh my God, I lost it.
No, you're still on. You're still on. Florence.
Yeah, the credit is finished.
Oh,
so sorry,
Florence.
kept you waiting.
Please, could you just recharge and call us back? We want to hear your story. Go ahead.
In
Continuation of your thoughts.
Of my thoughts. I think that there are other reasons why people commit suicide. I was mentioning that marriage, yes, is one. Financial debt. We heard people that would say that they're owing the banks X, Y, Z, and they took their lives, right? Blackmail also is another reason. For people in secondary schools, I remember taking a story here about somebody in the university, I think year 1, that committed suicide also. So I think the conversation of suicide needs to be taken more seriously, especially in our climate today?
It's very important. A lot of persons do not know that when you commit suicide, death is not necessarily a resting place. Like, it is a door to another life. It's very important. And so it depends on how you lived your life that will determine where you go afterwards. Yes, I may be sounding religious, but that's the truth. That you committed suicide and say, oh, I want to rest from all of these issues. At least nobody will judge me, nothing, this and that. I will not go through all of this. There's an afterlife that is way longer than the life you are actually living here. So death, actually, it's a door to an afterlife that you do not know how things will pan out, but it's a reflection of how you live life here. So if you feel depressed, seek help. It's important. Look for whom you can confide in, people you are comfortable with to talk to, who will perhaps, oftentimes people are looking for those who will not judge them, right? If you know people who will give you that listening ear, that shoulder, to just rant, say whatever it is you are going through. We all have issues in life. Forget this makeup and whatever and all of that.
Professional help.
You can,
And then the Lagos State also
has you can call anyone to just help you. Just seek help, whichever way. Go online. You find help.
The person you are trying to go and meet, his own pass your own.
The
professional is able to
even the professional has his own issues, but he's able to manage
and compartmentalize.
Yes,
because some people reach out to us, especially me, a lot to share life stories, and I'm like, my heart cannot carry what you are trying to share. I'm so sorry. I refer them. I always share numbers.
All right, we have another caller on the line, Daniel from Port Harcourt. Daniel, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You all are looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I would also encourage that single people who want to take decision of going into marriage should also listen to the program. It's rich, actually.
Thank you.
Let me start from the woman, where she talked about the fact how much she spends in the marriage. When I wanted to get married, I had the privilege of someone who counseled me to say that in some years to come, no one will remember how that wedding went, but how the marriage is majorly what people will remember. That is one. Two, I heard about this issue of love and love. That was what I thought in the first place until I got into marriage. That there are more demanding things in life than love. One of which I took is the fact that I don't have friends where I hang out. So I intentionally made my home the best place for me to come back to always. It's a place I want to go back to. I go out, I do business. It's a place I want to run back to. So I intentionally make that place a place that should be habitable for me. Two is the issue of the fact that in marriage, for me, there are no winner, no loser. That's how I see it. And in the sense that I've been married now for about 7 years. And in that 7 years, I've never had the privilege of the fact that something happened in the marriage and my wife would say, oh, I'm sorry. I don't give that time. I would go and apologize.
Wow.
It now became an habit.
Nice.
Because there is no trophy for anybody to win if the marriage goes sour. And so, part of which I have wrote down in my life is, whatever the problem, I would not allow it shake the foundation that is binding us together. There is always a solution when we sit down to truly want to talk. There is a solution. Even in war, we still come back to the table to resolve. We still come back to dialogue to resolve. And so raising hands and raising voices would not solve anything. And that woman, for me, is that I'm not sure she knows the reason why she went into marriage. We must be fact about this. You can't say you go into a marriage of 2 months and then something fundamentally is wrong. that we do not know, and I do not want to know. But I'm only giving you my experience to say this is how I want to live my own marriage.
Right.
And that is the foundation I'm building for myself.
Right. Daniel, can you quickly, I want you to do something for me. Please keep encouraging people with, even though your marriage is 7 years, it's as if you have been married for a long time. So encourage younger people around your sphere of influence to know these things that you know, so that it can help others who are coming after you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. We need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. We're still looking at our hot topic, and Oyedamola has had a lot on her mind that she wants to share with us. Damola, I'm coming to you now.
I just want to hammer on this point. As a woman, as a woman, please do not let anything erode your value systems. In fact, you must have those value systems in place so that when you see what you don't want, you can easily identify them. Because the story says that she's married to an ex-convict. And I'm wondering what the attraction was to the guy.
People change.
People change.
Package.
Yeah, and she has also said that they've been together for 20 years. They've known each other for 20 years, off and on. So she must have seen the red flags. And I do not know why those red flags were ignored. So as a woman, when you're in a relationship, when you're seeing those red flags, please do not ignore. Don't die in the relationship or don't die in the marriage just because you're seeking social media or societal validation. Also, it's important to note that I was going to, yes, do not let a man feel that they are doing you a favor for marrying you. I don't have the clear facts, but I think she's a single mother of 3. But another fact, you shared also that those children are actually adopted. And I also saw on a social media page where she said, I'm only trying to look for a father figure for you children. It's, you don't have to, look for those flimsy excuses to now settle and choose who does not match your energy. Please always have your reasons right and, go into the marriage with the right reasons.
Yeah, we have some comments.
Yes, Yasmin Maman says, social media is about the worst thing that ever happened. Too much information is thrown out without consideration for one's shock absorber. Right? Then Andrew...
Go ahead. Let's take some of these comments.
Andrew Insta says, as we're speaking... sorry.
Let her finish.
Princess Eve says, the issue is more experienced in Lagos. I stand to be corrected. This person is talking about suicide being more of a Lagos thing than any other place in Nigeria. Right. And Nam says, the woman complained that the man can't... The man says she doesn't... Oh, my goodness.
Anyway,
sorry.
Talk by.
I want to just say that there's a wrong societal perspective about expensive marriages breaking up.
Yeah, quickly.
Which is wrong, which is not a fact. Yes, some expensive marriages break up, but even small marriages break up. So there's no need for us to attach a wrong label to big marriages. Because that way, we start expecting that if a marriage is big, then it must end in crisis. No, there are big marriages that are still doing well 10, 20 years after. So that it is good, not necessarily.
Do you? Bottom line for me, for this, you should, before you get married, have conversations with whoever it is you want to get married to. Know yourself, understand who you are and what it is, why you want to get married in the first place. Don't allow people's opinion push you into taking certain steps, be it marriage or anything that you want to do. And then seek counsel where you know that you're having challenges, whether it is in marriage, whatever it is you find yourself. Suicide is not an option. You have a contribution to society. You must understand that there is only one you, and so the world needs you now that you are here. And finally, love yourself. It's very important. Love yourself. That's where I'll wrap up the show this